Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today, we're going to do just a little bit of a DIY project here in the backyard of ViLTROX. It has something to do when you make some changes, like build a swimming pool inside your backyard, and the original configuration that you might have had inside your yard doesn't quite work anymore. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a moment in today's episode. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now, as I alluded to in the intro this morning, we have to do a little bit of a change here in the backyard, and it's a result of us building a swimming pool. Now, you know, I did all the installation of the irrigation system in the entire yard of ViLTROX. I think we have 7 zones out of a possible 8 zones that we have for coverage with an automated watering system that we have. If you're interested in that, there are videos earlier on that topic as well. Saves time and it saves resources sometimes as far as being efficient for doing your watering. Well, anyway, today, as a result of putting the irrigation down way before we were even planning putting a swimming pool inside the backyard, we had to move some of our irrigation pipes around. You probably saw that as well if you watched the ViLTROX swimming pool series, 61 episodes of putting the swimming pool in the backyard. We had some irrigation pipes that ran right through the center of the swimming pool, so we had to move those. Now, today's episode has to do with also doing a modification to our existing irrigation system, because behind the waterfall we had a pop-up sprinkler that was used to water the area here where the swimming pool is before we had a swimming pool. Well, we have a swimming pool and we don't need to water the swimming pool anymore, and the waterfall kind of blocks the head of the irrigation system, so it's no longer needed. So what I did, I went online and I ordered a small adapter, a small PPR adapter. As a matter of fact, it came in this morning. And let me see if I can get the bag open right here. And it's one of these PPR adapters. It has a female 3/4 inch threaded area, which is normally connected to our irrigation pop-up sprinkler. And let me show you what I'm planning on doing this morning. I've already dug the area around the pop-up sprinkler to make it accessible. I'm going to remove that head. I'm going to use this 3/4 inch threaded PPR adapter to go down on top of it, but before I do that, I'm going to see if I have any leftover 3/4 inch PPR pipe that I can put inside here, and I hope I have a cap that goes on the top. So the whole object is to cap off where the old irrigation pop-up is, because it's no longer needed. So let's see if I can find some excess leftover PPR pipe. I hope I have a cap to cap it off, and then we'll see if we can go ahead and complete this task for today. Now, a tip as we go to look for some spare parts down here inside the basement, I always recommend that people keep spare leftovers from their building project. Not a huge amount, because it takes up a lot of room, or if you have a storage area, then you can save all of that. But for me, I keep little pieces like leftover pieces of wood, pieces of granite, PPR, and I think this is the PPR. I think this is exactly what we need. This is 3/4 inch PPR. I'm going to need this to put on the top, and I keep a pretty big supply, a good supply. Now, these aren't leftover. This is actually what I buy in case I have a project that I want to do, and they're not expensive. All these little things like 90-degree elbows, T's for both PPR and for PVC. And what I'm looking for, oh, this is what I'm looking for right here. Now, this is the cap that I was talking about. We'll use the cap to go on top of this 3/4 inch, and then we'll take this 3/4 inch, let me see, I have it in my pocket, and we'll use it to go into this portion. So it'll be something like this. This will be connected into this area. Then we'll screw this down to the PPR pipe that's inside the ground that the irrigation pop-up sprinkler is connected to. And I'll show you that. Let's go ahead and go outside. Now, before we go to the irrigation head, the pop-up sprinkler head that we have to cap up, I just want to show you this. This is a Hunter top-up sprinkler right here. And this handles this area. Unfortunately, it gets a little bit inside the swimming pool, but it covers this area also. But that's okay. A swimming pool has water and sometimes needs to be topped off, so it's not going to hurt that. And any of the water that would overflow, remember, from the swimming pool, it goes right back into the cistern, which is where we're getting the water to begin with. I have to do another adjustment. Here, I have a pop-up sprinkler, way back in here. Oh, there it is, right there. Well, it's doing no good because all the ground cover is blocking it. So we will take on another project and we will move that and we will bring it out here so it covers this area all around this portion of the yard right here. So let's go back and look at the sprinkler head that has to be removed and replaced with a cap. All right, so here we are. This is the sprinkler, the pop-up sprinkler head that is blocked by the waterfall right now. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove this one. I've already cleaned out. You see, I've removed all the soil around. And I'll go inside right now. I will build the cap and we'll put some Teflon tape. We'll put it back in the ground and we'll backfill it. And it will be like this was never here before. Okay, before we get started, we have to have all the necessary tools and the parts required to build a little cap. So we have the materials. I already showed you. We have the cap, we have the adapter, we have some spare PPR pipe here, and we're just going to cut a very small segment of this off right here, insert it here, cap it off here, and that will have our components that we need for the cap. I have this handy dandy. You've seen me use this in my irrigation video, and so we'll open it up right here. We'll use it to cut off a piece of the pipe, and we don't have to be so accurate. We don't really even have to mark much. So we're going to cut off about this much right here. Let's see. And that's about all we need, is this amount right here. Then we need a PPR fusion tool, which is what we have here. And if you're not familiar with this, you can watch it in my series that have to do with installing irrigation. I talk a lot about PPR fusion welding, as well as during the Villa Feliz build. We used a tool very similar to this one, if not exactly like this one, for all of our plumbing inside Villa Feliz. Well, let's go ahead and put this thing together. Now I just plugged in our PPR fusion welding tool right here, and it's called the hot melting machine. I don't know, this one is a model RRQ-600. I picked this up at Wilcon. Anyway, you'll see there's a red light. It's not ready to be used and hot enough on the adapters on the end until this goes green. So we'll put this over here to the side. Now, just a quick understanding about PPR fusion welding for those who have not watched the plumbing series on Villa Feliz build or the irrigation. What this does is you're going to heat up both ends. It has a adapter that will fit on the inside here and another adapter, which is this one on this side, that will fit on the outside. We're going to heat both of these up so they're kind of melted. And when they get to a certain point, we will put them together and these will join and it will become one solid piece that is, there's no breaks inside here, so it will become one unit, and it's very, very strong. This is the standard that they use here in the Philippines for doing plumbing inside your house. And it's got to be very strong because most of the time the plumbing in the Philippines, you embed it in concrete. That's pretty much the standard over here. There are other ways to do it, but that is one of the main ways that they do it. So you want to make sure that you always have good connections that are not leaking. So that's what we're going to do with this. Now in the kit we have right here, there are 3 adapters inside here. There's a 1/2 inch for 1/2 inch PPR pipe. There's 3/4 for 3/4 inch and 1 inch over here for 1 inch pipe. So that should be part of your kit. And it's very easy to change out the adapters. They just unscrew and you put the new one on the area where the old one came off. All right, so now you can see our PPR tool. Our fusion tool is green. It means we can actually use it right now. So let's go ahead and connect the pieces together. You don't need to leave this on very long, just hot enough to melt melt the PPR, and then as quick as possible, what you want to do is to put the two pieces together. And it doesn't take very long. You can just put them together and let them sit there just 5 or 10 seconds. And then you're pretty much done with that one. So the next one we're going to do for this is we're going to make the connection down into this section right here. And there we go. This is our cap. All right, now that we got our cap all built and we have some Teflon tape, let's go back out in the yard, try to cap off that irrigation pop-up sprinkler, and then do a functional test. All right, let's see how easy it is to spin off this old irrigation head. It's been here for quite some time. Oh, that wasn't bad at all. All right. Now I'm going to add just a little bit more of some fresh Teflon tape, and then we'll screw the adapter on. First I'll remove the old Teflon tape. Alright, now that we've got the new Teflon tape in place, let's go ahead and screw this on. Alright, now that's in place. Now I am not going to cover this up yet until we do a test. So let's go ahead and turn on the sprinkler system. Alright, well, let's go ahead and use our Rycote app, and this will allow us to activate that specific zone, and we'll go take a look at it. That would be the backyard raised bed garden, if I'm not mistaken. We'll go ahead and activate it just for maybe 1 minute just to see. That's enough time to see if it's leaking. We'll run it. We should hear the pump kick on if this was working properly. And that is the pump. Let's go back here and take a look. Alright, everything looks good there. No leaks. Let's take a look. We'll look at the other pop-up sprinklers to make sure that they're working properly. And yes, so everything looks good. So I can cover up that cap, and then we're done. Now I thought I was going to get to enjoy the swimming pool, but Ness, she's sort of like the senorita around here, and she gets to enjoy it. Well, I'm just the pool boy around this neck of the woods. Are you having fun? Are you enjoying the pool this morning?
Yeah, just sitting around, wetting my feet.
So I'm going to take a break from my pool boy duties here in the backyard, and we got a couple of shout outs that we have to do. We have an anniversary shout out for today, which is January 14th. And this is for Gino and Margie Narte,
yes,
who are celebrating their 32nd wedding anniversary. Yeah. So to both you, Gino and Margie, we want to wish you a happy anniversary.
Wedding anniversary.
We also have a special birthday shout out going to our good friend Art Carlson for January 15th. Yes. Art is turning, I think Art said he's turning 61 years old. So anyway, to you, Art, we want to wish you a happy birthday. Now we have two other recognitions that we want to get out today as well, and this will be for tomorrow, for January 15th. There are a couple of folks in our barangay, some special people who are having a very special event. We have two weddings that are going to occur tomorrow on January 15th. And the first one is going to the niece and soon to be her niece's new husband, and that is May and Christian. And they will be getting wed tomorrow on January 15th, as well as our good friend Mila. Her son is also having a wedding on the same day as well.
Yes.
Same day as well. So
two
we have
weddings will be
two weddings inside our barangay.
We'll
But anyway, to those of you who are having the wedding, we want to wish you Happy weddings.
Happy wedding.
Well, there you go. That's about it for today's project. Quite simple, easy, and it yields some really big returns. And now we can use our sprinkler system where we couldn't use it and we had to do everything manually until we fixed that one thing. And here's one more tip. Keep that spare part, if it's a spare part, because you might use it somewhere else down the road. Or you might use a part from it. Even if this were broken, there are parts that might not be broken and we could use to repair one of our other irrigation heads. So again, make sure you keep all those spare parts from any of your projects if you can, if you have the room for them around your house. So that's about it for today's episode. We chunked the small thing and it's going to yield a great dividend for us here that we don't have to manually water this part of the yard anymore. It's all done and we don't have to worry about watering our waterfall unnecessarily. Okay, well that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little MPID dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed and notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time from right here in the Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.